Welcome to Mission AIRE. I'm James Disciple Johnson, a student pilot learning to fly so I can fly missionaries around the world. Toward the end of my student private pilot training, I'm required to do a 3-airport cross-country flight, and I'm in the middle of a 4-hour 3-airport flight right now. My flight instructor is back at my home airport where there's a convective warning and I can't land there, so he's diverted me here, and there's a thunderstorm warning in yellow over this airport. So I'm supposed to find a place to park my plane and wait out a storm that's developing just west of this airport that will prevent me from flying out for the next 2 or 3 hours or even longer. So far, all my interactions with airplanes have been at the private hangar of the flight school, and today I'm going to have to learn how to use an FBO or fixed-based operator. The FBO at this airport is called Shelter, and there's private jets parked here, as well as the old general aviation airplanes like what I fly. And so I'm checking out this plane as I walk by. It's all a pretty cool experience, but I don't know how much it's going to cost me just to walk in this place.
This here is Shelter, and that's where I'll hang out for the next couple hours because of the weather.
This is unfortunately one of the parts of aviation that happens and you can't control, weather. And it's going to make you divert, it's going to make you change your plans, and you have to be ready for it. FBOs like Shelter are the place where airplanes and their crews hang out while things are working out with the weather.
Shelter is an FBO, and this is a place where pilots go and hang out when things are going wrong, like they are for me today. And there's one of these at every airport, not necessarily a Shelter, but some kind of FBO or place for pilots to hang out. And there's restrooms, there's a restaurant, which I'm going to check out because I'm starving, and that's what it is.
An FBO is kind of like a hotel lobby. There are special rooms for pilots, conference rooms, there's even places to sleep, and it's a beautiful place. I love this plane up on the ceiling. Overall, it cost me $15 to get this bottle of water, park my airplane, and use the restroom.
This is kind of like a terminal for private planes and small airports. And if you're flying out of this airport here at Ocala, you'd park over there. You'd come into Shelter.
I actually went to their really cool restaurant and ordered a burger, but I never got to eat it because while I was talking to this pilot next to me, my CFI called me and told me there's a storm coming into this airport I'm at, to get in my plane as fast as possible, fly out of there, and get back to my home airbase. Okay, welcome back. We did land here at Ocala, and they are routing us back around a storm. There is a storm in the way. My CFI was studying the weather radar and sent me a flight plan that would get me out of my current airport, around the storms, and back to my home airport. There's a convective at my home airport, KFIN, but if I get there in time, I won't have to land in a storm, and it will be all good. Hopefully we're going to be okay. Unfortunately, guys, I can't show you the massive storm growing next to the airport where I'm at because I forgot to turn on the front GoPro. Within a half hour, a massive storm will hit this area, so I've got to get out of here.
We've previewed our next route.
Around there. Charlie Fox,
everything looks good. We're ready to contact ground control and begin our taxi.
Let's get the AIRE. Call information, India, time 1851 Zulu. Wind 21017.
I don't know if you can hear this, but the AIRE at the Ocala airport sounds like they recorded it into a tin can with a lot of people standing around shouting stuff. As a pilot, when you're flying, it's awfully hard to hear.
Runway 18 in use. Should be all traffic. Be advised, tower does not have radar or automation. Give accurate position reports and departure requests. Unable to provide flight follow instructions. Caution for bird activity in the airfield. Advise on initial contact. You have information, India.
Good afternoon, Ocala ground, Skyhawk 6313 Foxtrot, student pilot solo at Shelter with India, requesting taxi 218 for VFR departure northbound.
Number 6313 Foxtrot, call ground, runway 18, taxi via Alpha 5 Alpha.
We'll taxi to 18 via Alpha 5 Alpha 13 Foxtrot.
Now, it might seem crazy to know that there's a thunderstorm nearby and we're taking off, but it's legal, and my CFI believes that I'm a good enough pilot to be able to handle it. So he's back at my home airfield watching the radar and watching my aircraft on flight aware, tracking what I'm doing, and I think with air traffic control and the weather radar I have, we'll be okay to go around some of these storms, but I'm still a little freaked out.
we're going to try this out. This is stressful. If you see in front of me, I think you can see in front of me, it is a black cloud just west of this airport. They were making sure I knew that I had to take off as soon as possible to make this work, because otherwise I'll get locked in here in Ocala.
Now, to put this in perspective, I'm a student pilot solo with about 65 hours, I would say, in the cockpit and 120 landings. So I'm pretty comfortable with the weather. I'm living in Florida and it's constantly crazy and convective here. So I've had to learn to watch the radar and study it. And I feel pretty comfortable about my ability to get home today, even though I'm a little concerned about the weather.
Traffic in sight to my 1 o'clock will follow up. 79209.
09, you're awesome. I appreciate it. Number 2, runway 18, clear, touch and go.
No, you're awesome. Number 218, clear, touch and go. 79209.
Ocala Skyhawk 6313 Foxtrot at Alpha 2, hold short of 8184, takeoff, student pilot solo.
Tag 6313 Foxtrot, Qatar, hold short 18.
Hold short 1813 Foxtrot.
13 Foxtrot, can you accept immediate for me?
Yes, I can accept immediate.
13 Foxtrot, no delay, runway 18, cliff takeoff.
No delay, clear for takeoff, runway 1813 Foxtrot.
No delay means another airplane's coming in, and if I'm taking off, I've got to do it fast before he gets here, so I've got to rush.
Alpha, can we cross Alpha? Okay, 319 or just hold short Alpha, contact ground point 4, thanks.
What's that of Alpha and contact ground point 4?
Thank you, good rolling. Runway 18 is confirmed.
November 289 Bravo Lima, you'll be number 3 flying down when there's the departure short final. You'll be number 3 following.
He's in the green 2300.
You'll be right base.
Airspeed alive.
Behind them. Just let me know when you have that second aircraft in sight.
Number 3, 289 Bravo Lima.
Wheels up.
For the traffic.
Positive ready to climb.
Just a little bit closer, just widen out, just turn left, turn right, widen out a little bit to the northeast for me. There you go.
Here's the massive adrenaline dump and adrenaline rush from takeoff. It happens to me every time that I take off from an airport. It's crazy. Now I'm starting to see there's a giant black cloud of storms ahead. I took off in VFR conditions, but less than half an hour after I did, this storm practically closed down the airport.
November 13 Foxtrot, this is going to be a right turn to the northwest, sir.
Right turn to the northwest for 13 Foxtrot.
If you look through my window there, you can see that storm off to my right, and he's asking me to turn into the storm. I'm only going to be doing a traffic circle around the airport, so I'll be within a mile of the airport, but boy, I feel like it has me close to the storm. As I begin to scan my environment, I notice that the clouds are a lot lower than when I flew in. There's a lot more water beneath the clouds, and it's definitely looking like a convective. A convective is when it gets hot in Florida, the sun touches the ground, and all the water starts going straight up and exploding into these clouds. When they're flat like that, that means there's going to be turbulence.
Guys, it was super cool to go into the FBO and get to land and, you know, see a new part of aviation. I have not been to an FBO yet, but today is definitely crazy. A lot of very low clouds.
7-4 November Golf Service approach runway 1.
Just at that moment, air traffic control called me and asked me what the conditions were like. And after I gave them my pilot report, I checked my radar and saw, yep, the yellow thunderstorm warning had turned into a red convective. I'm flying in tough circumstances.
Well, welcome back. Even though I've got that camera powered up, it still keeps stopping. I am in the middle of some weather. I am dodging storms at 2500. And I just flew out of a Convective SIGMET. That was crazy. It was super bouncy. It is still super bouncy. I got storms over there.
6313 Foxtrot, fighting 090.
090 for 63 Foxtrot.
I feel like when air traffic control heard that I was a student pilot solo, they wondered what I was doing flying in the convective. They were super cool and gave me additional vectors around weather, keeping me on the flight plan I had already followed. I have ADS-B weather in my plane, and I have ForeFlight on my phone and iPad, so lots of opportunities to see exactly where the storms are and route my flight plan around them. But man, it was bouncy, and I was definitely a little bit worried. I found myself listening closely for the friendly voices and advice from the air traffic controllers.
Just about 2.5 miles east-northeast of the final approach fix there.
I could hear them advising other aviators of the exact fix of storms that other people were flying around as well. I can't tell you how reassuring it is to know they have radar contact on you and they're watching you and making sure you're safe. I sped this up, but you can definitely see how bouncy and bumpy it was.
It is bumpy today. These clouds are, yeah, I'll show you what I'm flying into. It is a mess over there. I definitely do not want to fly into that. And so I'm heading due east. I'll try to make it to an airport on the coast and then fly south.
My flight plan calls for me to fly north from the left there, all the way east to the coast, and then in the clear air past the storms back south.
6313 Foxtrot, resume on navigation. If you see directly to St. Augustine from here, you'll stay north of the weather and clear of the restricted airspace.
Hey, firm, 13 Foxtrot, sure appreciate the help.
At this point, the flight had become pretty normal. I'm around the storm, I can see blue skies ahead, everything's proceeding according to plan, and the bumpiness has settled down a little bit.
6313 Foxtrot, contact Jacksonville approach on 120.75.
120.75 for 13 Foxtrot. Jacksonville, Skyhawk 6313 Foxtrot, student pilot solo with you at 2500.
7 November Golf, is set to maintain 1,700. 1,700, Kimberly. 6313 Foxtrot, Jacksonville.
Yes, sir, we're with you at 2500 for Flagler.
Okay, roger.
Those clouds directly ahead of us that look like flat plates on the bottom. Super dark, flat clouds. That is going to be some turbulence when we fly over it. But it's all good.
November 6313 Foxtrot, it looks like you can start heading more easterly if you are able. There looks like there is some clearing there between you and the weather. You've got about 5 miles between you and the weather. If you went eastbound now, that would be fine, probably.
Hey, firm, we'll head eastbound for 13 Foxtrot. Sure appreciate the help.
You're welcome.
All right, let's take a look at where these cells are.
At this point, basically the whole state of Florida is a convective SIGMET, meaning that you should be very careful in flying. However, as long as I vector east and then south, I should be around the storms.
They are off to my right. I'm looking good so far. Man.
If you wonder why I'm using my phone so much, it's my electronic flight bag. It has all my maps and radar so I can see where I am.
Large area of thunder, lightning, and precipitation off to my right.
November 6313 Foxtrot, are you flying past St. Augustine, or are you going to do a touch and go there?
Sir, I'm headed directly to Flagler, and I'm just using Augustine as a waypoint to get to the coast to avoid this storm, 13 Foxtrot.
Okay, copy that.
If my flight instructor had been in the plane with me the whole time during all this, he would have just laughed and said it's Florida, and I would have felt fine. But this has been scary for me alone by myself. But you know what? The adrenaline dump is starting to pass. If I'm going to be flying missionaries across the southeast United States and around the world, I'm going to have to learn to deal with this kind of weather, and I'm sure even worse. So this was a great first experience at airman's decision making.
November 6313 Foxtrot, traffic 11 o'clock, 5 miles maneuvering, altitude indicates 2,100.
13 Foxtrot, we got him in the box searching for the traffic.
Roger.
I've been serving the Lord on missionary trips since I was 14, and I can't wait for this next new adventure.
November 6313 Foxtrot, flighting 100.
100 for 13 Foxtrot.
Just as I accepted the new heading, lightning flashed right off my nose about 2 miles and freaked me right out. Yes, sir.
Jacksonville Skyhawk 6313 Foxtrot, I just had lightning right off my nose, requesting 15 degrees left.
13 Foxtrot, copy, heading or discretion?
My discretion, 13 Foxtrot.
Unfortunately, the front camera wasn't running, so we don't get to see the lightning. Oh, well, what can you do?
All right, we're beginning to look pretty good on our routing. The low, nasty clouds are over there, and that's where I got to fly to, but my route will be out over the ocean where it should be clear, so I'm going to head toward the ocean. Jacksonville Skyhawk 6313 Foxtrot.
6313 Foxtrot, Jack.
Hey, I think we're good now to the coast, and we can cancel the flight following. Appreciate all the help today.
You're welcome, 13 Foxtrot, radar services terminated, block VFR, change advisory, good day.
Good day.
The last little part of my flight was along beautiful, beautiful Florida coastline, and it was clear skies.
Flagler Executive Airport information, Oscar, 1850 Zulu. Wind 140 at 3, visibility 10 miles, scattered clouds 2,800 feet.
Flyer 730, contact St. Augustine Tower.
Altimeter 3012. Expect visual approach, runway 11. Advise on initial contact, you have information, Oscar.
After all that crazy flying, it's really good to see the beach.
Oh yeah, it got wild.
Yeah, man. Now I can head south to my airport. Despite all the weather, for me, it is a nice beach day for people down there. And there's a lot of people at the beach, having a good old time down there. Always enjoyed flying along the beach. I wish I was at the beach right now, though. Beautiful flying along this area.
It's been so amazing learning to fly over the Florida coastline. Every day we get to fly out over the Matanzas Inlet that brings in all the water to Jacksonville. And I'm enjoying these last few minutes until I check the radar just to make sure there's no water over our airport. And yep, the Convective comes up to the airport. I'm about to fly into it, but there's currently no rain at my home airport, and I should be able to land in relatively calm winds. There's a storm that comes almost up to the edge of my airport, but I'm gonna land just before I hit that shelf of clouds over there, so I'm feeling pretty good about my chances for a good, calm, peaceful landing after this crazy flight.
Good afternoon, Flagler Tower, Skyhawk 6313 Foxtrot, student pilot solo 15 to the north, requesting full stop with Oscar.
Skyhawk 6313 Foxtrot, Flagler Tower, report 4 miles to the north of the field.
We'll report 4 miles north, 13 Foxtrot. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this flight. This has been definitely one of the bumpiest I've had as far as turbulence goes. But you have to get used to it if you're going to be flying. I'm going to fly missionaries around the United States and maybe even the world. And it's important to understand the weather. And today we had to do a lot of routing around the weather. I got to be honest, it was a super scary flight. This was nerve-wracking for me. All that weather and rain and clouds. And it's been a lot. But a cool day, definitely a cool day. And this is my last big flight. I will be taking my check ride to get the private pilot's license soon, so I have maybe 2 more training flights to check on my skill set before I go to the check ride. And some ground classes to make sure I can answer the questions a pilot needs to answer. And from there, I'm going to get the PPL, buddy. Get close. This has been an interesting day. I've been flying for almost 4 hours now, over 4 hours now, I believe. Minus a half hour on the ground at the FBO at Shelter. Doing pretty well. Can't wait to be on the ground, though. It looks like there might be rain over there at Flagler. I see some clouds right dead over the airport, as far as I can tell. And that's not good. All right, time to do our descent checklist. Gas, mixture, fuel, carb heat as needed. We don't need that yet. ATIS got that. Altimeter and instruments are set. I've got our field in sight here. Flagler Skyhawk 6313 Foxtrot, student pilot solo 4 to the north.
Skyhawk 6313 Foxtrot, you're not in sight from the tower yet. Runway 11, you are clear to land. Wind is 100 at 5, and you're the only one I have right now.
Affirm. 13 Foxtrot will be clear to land on runway 11.
We're the only one in his pattern right now because we're the only ones brave enough or dumb enough to be flying.
All right, we're landing at 11. Let's put the visual for 11 on. Activate that. That's good. We'll bug 11, runway heading. And we're coming in to join the downwind for 11 on the right, left downwind. All right, field is in sight. It's looking good down there. I can't wait to get down on that field myself personally. I'd like to be down there now. but we still have to land this plane. All right, now we'll join the 45 here.
I have thoroughly enjoyed learning to be a private pilot. The constant flying has been wonderful for me. It's been good for my soul. It's reawakened me in the middle of a bit of doldrums in my life. It has given me something to look forward to, and I'm seriously bummed that I'm coming to the end of my training and I don't get to fly all that much.
Gas, mixture, prop, carb heat, seat belts and switches. Folks, we'll be landing in about 3 minutes here. Make sure you have your seat belts on. We are abeam the field. Can reduce to 1500, under 85, first notch of flaps. Pitching for 75. Under 85, flaps 20. 1.6 nautical miles. So we definitely need to lose some altitude. Final is clear. The weather looks good for our touchdown today. Flagler, say winds, please.
Wind 130 at 4.
304, appreciate it, 13 Foxtrot. Last notch of flaps. Not all runways have lights.
Flagler Tower, November 234 is Little Golf.
Right.
Is it okay if we kind of come in on a left base for 1-1? If we need to, we can maneuver out to enter the downwind.
Point.
Number 234 Zulu Golf, how far are you right now? We're about 5 miles now. Roger, you're the only one I got right now. Runway 11, you are clear for the option. Wind is 130 at 4. You can proceed inbound on that base. 11, clear for the option. We'll proceed up inbound on the base. 234 Zulu Golf.
All right. Back to throttle back, flare, round out, and flare.
All right, we're landing. Watch my shoulders and see how gentle I can put it down. You can always tell by that little wiggle there. That was a pretty good landing. I feel good about that.
Got 13 Foxtrot, turn left next taxiway. Taxi back via Delta Golf Foxtrot.
Delta Golf Foxtrot for 13 Foxtrot, student pilot solo. Appreciate it. Flaps up, carpet off, mixture out. Squawking 1200 lights, camera action. Delta Golf Foxtrot. Clear left, clear right. We did it. We did it. I am so happy to be on the ground, I can't tell you. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you stop by DiscipleChristianMC.com, see why we are discipling men to have a daily word of prayer time to support the 1% Motorcycle Club world in 30 different countries. And of course, check out James Disciple Johnson on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Give this video a like, a share, a comment, a subscribe. Give it all the things. You know, it really helps the channel. I appreciate you if you like aviation content or you believe in Jesus Christ. Man, this is the place for you. You're in the right place. I am really appreciative of all those who watch this content and are part of our global mission to change men's lives for Jesus Christ. Well, from here in 13 Foxtrot, man, what a great ride. This has really been a good day. I got back to the ground. It was a little scary, a little hairy, but that's weather. Weather happens when you're flying, and I've been really blessed to be able to get this done today and get back on the ground. 3 airports, 4 hours. Clear left, clear right, headed to the fuel box. Here's the fuel box. We're gonna need a lot of fuel today, did a lot of flying. My tanks are showing below half. Don't want to hit my wings on the gas. There we are. Okay, avionics off. Thanks for watching. God bless you.
Well, thank you for being on the flight. God bless you. Thanks for watching. God got us home safe. The whole state of Florida turned into a convective right after that.